You're listening to The Objective Jerk, and I'm said jerk. Wow, so Charlie Kirk murdered, assassinated. It's crazy. It is almost like the 60s all over again, but it's flipped. You know what I mean? Ah, try not to say, you know what I mean? You have, back then you had the left fighting against the system and, the wars and this and that, and now it's the complete opposite. It's the first of all, okay, I'm not a breaking news person or whatever, so which even if I was, I'd be behind the eight ball, because is that how you say that? This all happened. I just woke up a little bit ago, and I stayed up late with the kids and the wife and played video games, watched movies, had a good night. So I slept in a little bit and woke up and just started seeing everything about Charlie Kirk. It's pretty sad. I'm trying not to, and I'm succeeding, but I'm not. I liked Charlie Kirk. I didn't follow him religiously and watch everything, but I did enjoy the things I did watch of his. I thought he was very inspirational, especially for the younger generation. I think he was doing important work, and this assassination just kind of proves that. But I'm shocked. I'm a little sad, but I'm not angry. I've, a little while ago. I mean, it's hard for me to not talk about politics, but I have kind of taken politics out of. I quit, focusing or worshiping politics, basically. I'm done worshiping politics, and I'm just worshiping God. That's it. Because it doesn't matter who wins which elections and all this stuff. What matters is my relationship with God, and that I keep it and I do right by him. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm trying to focus on. So, but I can't help but not talk about certain things, and this is pretty sad and pretty devastating. It's, first of all, so for me, it's been hours since everything went down. So when it first happened, he was still alive, or at least fighting for his life, and gosh, come on. And so it was still kind of new, but now he has passed, and they had two individuals. One, don't know why, there's an older guy they had in custody. They said there's a video of him saying, we don't know who he is or exactly, or whatever, what his involvement is. But then supposedly they do have the actual guy who was on the roof, much like Butler, Pennsylvania. And not much has been released on that guy, because they got to scrub everything. They got to get all his social media and all that stuff before they release the name. Because when they release the name, people are quick to, check out their stuff and make connections and stuff. Although I was watching something, and somebody had posted this, which I found kind of interesting. There's not much as far as, it's got a name and I don't care about it, but so this was posted on Twitter or X yesterday. Individual said, Charlie Kirk is coming to my college tomorrow. I really hope someone evaporates him, literally. And then right after that, he said, let's just say something big will happen tomorrow. So, somebody knew. Gosh. Leave a like if you like hearing me hawk up loogies. Gosh. Dude, I sit there, no joke, when I'm like, because this is going on, I want to talk about it. Nobody in my family knows who Charlie Kirk. I mean, my youngest son was like, "Do you know?" I guess he knew he knew of him, But I don't have anybody to really talk about it. So that's what this guy's for right here. It's my buddy. I just talk to him. He listens very well. But so, oh man, totally forgot what I was talking about. Caught the guy. Oh, the media. Yeah. So somebody knew. And then also you're seeing now there's video of the person on the roof. One of them was just somebody panning over during the commotion, and then like they caught it afterward. They caught that, the individual was running on the roof. But there's another video of somebody like, oh look, there's somebody on the roof there. Huh, just saying. Did you let anybody know? Did you call the campus security, call 911? Hey, I'm here at the university. There's a big crowd. There looks to be somebody laying on the roof, much like Butler, Pennsylvania. Might want to check it out. I'm getting really tired of people. I mean, you have a phone. That's what you're using to record it. It's not that hard to call 911. People are more worried about getting views and clicks than doing the right thing. I don't know. That kind of pisses me off. All right, so Charlie Kirk shot neck, chest, rifle, 200 yards, which is not impossible. I've done it. They train you in the military. It's not easy, but it's not really that hard either. I mean, with practice and training, you can do it. Now if it's windy, or something, make it a little harder. But he was in the prone, good, perfect elevation and everything. So yeah, it's not impossible. I think if I remember right, it's closer than the Butler. That guy was further away, if I remember correctly. But yeah, so here we are. Now, there's lots of people that are upset, pissed off, who want to radicalize. Now, radicalize doesn't mean you're going to go out and like start making bombs and attacking whatever. It's, I don't know the term or what the definition is, but it just means that you're going to take a more active role in supporting whatever it is, But I just want to say that people all conservatives and all Christians, both and or, because not everybody that's a conservative is a Christian and vice versa. But the big thing is like not to try and retaliate, not to try and, go on the offensive. Because a part of me kind of feels like that was the point of this. Now, could it have been a left-wing nut job communist that just doesn't like Charlie Kirk? Maybe was humiliated at one of his debates one time or something? Yeah, could have been. But it also could have been another MK Ultra type individual. Now you might say like, well, why would the government really care about assassinating Charlie Kirk? Well, why would the government care about assassinating Martin Luther King? I mean, now to look back at it, you could see how important and influential he was. At the time, some people did recognize it, but not everybody. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that Charlie Kirk is at the level of Martin Luther King, They're completely different kind of, individuals.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Thanks again for listening to The Objective Jerk. I greatly appreciate it. If you could like, subscribe, comment on wherever you're finding this, and you can also email me at theobjectivejerk@gmail.com. So, hope you're enjoying it, and please continue on with the episode. I'm sorry, man. I don't know what. Before I record my podcast, I blow my nose and I'm really trying to clear it out and get everything. But then as soon as I start talking. Anyway, so. But you get what I'm saying. They're not the same, but they're still. Charlie Kirk had immense influence, So if, let's say, the shooter was MK Ultra, right? Which means the government was involved. He's an influential type, so they're getting rid of somebody. But I'm not saying this is what I believe, but I'm trying to think of why. I'm more on the assumption that it was just a crazy liberal communist. But I'm just trying to look at, okay, if it's not, then why? Why would... And the only thing I can think of is just to kind of get people on the right to start becoming violent and attacking and doing the same thing. Trying to radicalize the right to stop using words and this and that and just really going at them in a violent manner to kind of bring up an actual physical civil war or something. I don't know. But, it's just to kind of, plus that'll bring up all kinds of problems because, the left-wing media is always trying to make everything the right so evil, everything they do. But it's like, we're not doing anything right now. We're just winning, so maybe they're trying to try and balance out. You got all the trans over here shooting everybody. Let's try and get some, MAGA loving, legit MAGA people doing violence. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe that's what it is, because a lot of people love Charlie Kirk. So it is possible, I think, for people to get pissed off and now all of a sudden at the next, alphabet parade or whatever, somebody's going to get shot. I wouldn't be surprised. I hope not. Again, conservatives, Christians, do not give in to it. Do not retaliate. Do not go on the offensive. We got to stay the course and maintain what we're doing. Don't let them, It's crazy. If in the future, or even if you had somebody in the past to look at what's going on, they would be like, oh my gosh, dude, the Democrats are evil. Holy crap. It's crazy. But yeah, we can't go on the offensive. We just got to keep doing what we're doing. Pray for Charlie's soul. Pray for his family. Man, he's only like 30, 31. Yeah, I woke up this morning and like I said, I slept in a little bit. So, and then I saw a Facebook post, but again, you always have to kind of, like I saw something and it was like, oh no, he was murdered. Like the left wing is not saying, or something. And I'm like, what? And then so I scrolled and I saw a couple more. And I'm like, oh crap, what happened? So I started, so I'm a little late behind it, but like I said, this ain't breaking news. I'm just sharing my thoughts and opinions through mucus. Gosh, it seemed like especially bad today. So, but It's just, I don't know, it's really frustrating, the individual that recorded, and maybe they did, maybe they called somebody, we don't know, but there's nothing on the video that would support that they did. Oh, hey, we should call 911, or you know what I mean? Or he didn't say anything. Maybe they did call, maybe he had a friend while he was recording call, who knows? But it appears as though they did. They just record the guy, oh, it's crazy, somebody gonna whatever. And it's much like the train stabbing where nobody helps the girl. I mean, like I said, I don't think people realized it, but even if she was just punched, nobody goes to kind of, oh, are you okay? Everybody just, and then people are like, well, because if you notice, all the people there are black, so they don't care about this white girl who got hit, punched by this other black dude. And they may be right, maybe they are, but I hope not. I hope they just were oblivious, didn't realize it, but then you see some other pictures, and the only people helping her were white people. It's getting bad. The devil and the liberals are winning as far as that goes. The racial tension, keeping it alive. It's insane. Anyway, that's okay. Went off. So, man, I think that's kind of it, though. Charlie Kirk murdered in Utah. The governor, did you see his press conference? So much better than the stupid Minnesota. Or not Minnesota, but yeah, Minnesota. Where the Catholic were at the school. And he's like, yeah, this is BS. He was murdered, politically assassinated, stating facts, reminding people that they have the death penalty. So, yeah. And then, you got everybody showing some love from the right, and then on the left they're trying to be like, oh, they're not saying this is a travesty, whatever, this and that, but they're not, oh, he got what he deserved, or they're trying to be like a little more like Switzerland, so that they don't get attacked as a repercussion, as a result of what's going on. Because I'm thinking of a certain guy, but I can't think of his name. He looks like he's an annoying, I don't know, he's a rich communist. He looks like the girl on MSNBC or whatever they call it now. What's her name? Short hair, glasses. I don't know. This dude is just a retarded idiot. Left-wing communist. And he's always said he's always advocated for violence towards the right and this and that. And what is his name? But so he's all trying to just be like, play it down, this and that. Oh, hey, this, but he's not saying, oh, prayers or, oh, this is sad, whatever. But he's not celebrating it either. He's trying to keep it cool because he's kind of almost the equivalent on the left of Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk was way more gooder speaker than him or I. But yeah, so you could, like, somebody who's pissed off and wants to retaliate. Okay, now we're gonna go after somebody on the left. I could see him being a target, So I can see why he's doing what he's doing. Hassan Piker, no, yeah, Hassan Piker. I think that's it. I don't watch him. I just watch people that do watch him. But yeah, and then so again, we'll see. This is just, and then I haven't watched anything. I've just seen headlines of left-wing media trying to downplay it, of course. It's like it's just insane. So I wonder how this is gonna. So it's still pretty fresh, not breaking, but I think it happened like 8 hours ago. So supposedly they caught the guy. We don't know anything. Thank goodness it's in Utah, but because they're, conservative. But, we'll know if it's MK Ultra or if he's just a loony communist when everything is scrubbed and his house is cleaned and, his silverware is taken and all that stuff. We'll know then. So we'll find out. So right now, well, they probably already tried. They're trying to make him into be like a conservative guy. It's like, why would somebody who's conservative go after Charlie Kirk? How does that make sense? You are stupid. No, he's a left-wing liberal, libtard, liberal tick, communist, or MK Ultra. Whatever MK Ultra is called now. But yeah, we'll see. It's a crazy time. It's really kind of sad, man, because, the 60s and everything you would read and hear about and from your parents in the history classes, there was, as a kid, JFK and Martin Luther King, RFK, all these assassinations and all these crazy things and all these, that was then, man. That wasn't now. The only thing we had was the Challenger explosion. And then it was 9/11. And then January 6th. No, I'm joking. January 6th. Yeah, and then, assassination on Trump. And then, I don't know. It's just, I feel bad for the generation now. The kids growing up now, they just like look at the world and just think how hopeless it is and stuff. And I hope they got Jesus. I mean, they do have Jesus. Everybody has Jesus. He's right there waiting. He's right next to you. All you gotta do is just grab hold. And it, I don't know. But I think I was a Christian when Trump was, the assassination attempt. And they're not the same, but I was pretty angry and I was fired up that day. And so I don't know if assassination on Trump was happening. I'd still be pretty upset, but I'm trying to really not let that, just fill my day, fill my life. I'm trying not to worry about that stuff. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm trying to worry that, okay, I do the rosary. I'm reading the Bible and I go to Mass and I try not to say the Lord's name in vain. I try not to, say bad words, and I try and be a good example for my kids. That's what I'm trying to worry about. Not, who or why somebody was shot. But it's hard for young people, So what's going to happen? What's going to happen of this? It's going to help the conservative side a little because people are going to be like, wow, this is the right, not this is the correct. When people are trying to kill you, that's saying something. So I think it's going to pull some people over. Maybe people who are on the fence, they're going to come over. Possibly the goal was to get the right to commit some violence towards the left as a response. I hope and pray that doesn't happen. And, and then obviously it was the goal to take out an influential conservative for the younger generation, because he was 30. I mean, he was on South Park, I mean, yeah, it was to dig at him, but still didn't seem like it was much anti whatever. I didn't watch it. I never watched South Park. I think I watched it once 20 something years ago. And it's not that I thought it was bad or not funny, but it just, I don't know, it wasn't my thing. So since then, it's only been clips and stuff like that I've ever watched. But I don't know. What if that was it? What if him being on, maybe that was it. Him being on South Park and then Charlie Kirk taking and using his animated self and, oh, look at me. I was on, and not being upset, not being offended by it. What if that was the catalyst? What if that was like, dude, this guy, I hate this guy. You know what I mean? Nothing makes him mad. Nothing can't do him. Can't hurt him unless you take him out. And then it'll be kind of interesting. I don't know if it's interesting, but it'll be, to see how that plays out. I don't know. We are in a sad, crazy time. That is for certain. The only thing I can say is, I mean, JFK was a scumbag. I mean, he was a politician, right? So that goes without saying. Big time womanizer. I mean, on a personal level, he seems like he was a piece of shit. But he seemed like he was against the deep state. And that's why he lost. Or that's why he was assassinated. So if you look at all the stuff going on, then you had all these people who were opposing the deep state. And you saw what happened. And then now it's back again, They tried getting Trump. And yes, okay, real quick. I keep seeing people, I mean, is it bots and people just trolling? Probably, I don't know, maybe not. But they're trying to be like, oh, if Trump was shot in the ear, there's no way. It's like he wasn't directly shot in the ear. He wasn't directly hit. It's just the bullet was so close that it split his ear. It's coming at a force so fast that it's just like if you shoot, when you're shooting on the ground, you can see like grass and dirt and everything kind of moving from the bullet, the trajectory, as it's traveling. It makes stuff move and stuff because of the. I'm not a physicist. So I can't say whatever it is, but it's just there's a little force. It's just like when a bomb explodes. There's that gust of wind that that's what it was. That's what split his ear. It's because that bullet was so close that it hit and split his ear. But I don't know, man. It's crazy how crazy libtards are. Liberal ticks. Liberal lunatics. That's what that is. Liberal ticks. A lib tick. It's crazy. But I don't know. I mean, we'll see. Like I said, we're going to find out when stuff isn't adding up. We're going to know MK Ultra. And when it comes out and he's just a loony left liberal tick. I'm thinking he was just a loony left dude. But you never know. We have to wait for more information. That's the other thing too, is like I wasn't going to say anything because I like to wait for more information to come out. But, like I said, I'm not Tim Pool. I'm not breaking news. I'm just sharing my thoughts and everything. So, I don't know. Let me know what you think. You think of MK Ultra? Think it was just a crazy left-wing communist? Do you care? Are you angry? Don't let it anger you. But, pray for Charlie Kirk's soul. And pray for his loved ones, especially his little girls and his wife. I think he had all girls. I know he had young children. I know that. And let's pray that nobody uses this as a reason to go after the left in any kind of violent manner. Please, God, don't let them win. Because that's how they're going to win from this, is if all of a sudden the right starts attacking the left in a violent way, some corner, running people over, whatever. Don't let it happen. Don't let your anger, win and then letting them win. You're going to let them win. We win by maintaining our cool, continuing what we're doing, which is winning, and winning elections and everything, and praising God, putting Jesus out front and center, man. If you are a Christian, you need to exclaim it. You need to put it out there. I am a Christian. I'm a proud Christian. And hopefully it's Catholic. But if not, still good. Anyway, real quick, I was done with the podcast. And then I just kind of thought about it. What if this whole thing was to detract or distract people from the Charlotte stabbing? Because the media and everybody was so late to the game. They didn't want to report on it. And now it's everywhere. I see nothing but, posts about black guy stabbing a white girl and black people sitting there not doing anything. And, just that's all I see. That's all I see. And you see like left-wing media trying to downplay whatever. And could this have been a plan to just take all the focus from that and just focus on, well, here's a white guy that tried to kill another white guy? Because whether he killed him or not, it would have been huge news, if he just shot and that was it. Could this be that? Now, some people will be like, dude, that's insane. That's crazy. Why would they go through so much and do this for that? It's not as crazy as you might think. Because the train stabbing is making the whole agenda on the left look really ridiculous and stupid. They're trying to be like white people are bad, black people are good. I mean, all people are good and bad, but you know what I mean? Like, this is going to kind of cut down on the train stabbing. Could this be for that? Like the goal wasn't, hey, we're not trying to kill Charlie Kirk, but that's going to create some news that people are going to forget the Charlotte stabbing, the Charlotte train stabbing. But then he happened to actually get hit. What do you think? I don't know. All right, now I got to edit this in. That's it. Thanks for hanging out. It's a sad day. I hope everybody's doing all right, and I'll see you next time. All right. God bless. Bye. You just put yourself through another episode of The Objective Jerk. Thanks again for hanging out with me. Please email me at theobjectivejerk@gmail.com. Like, subscribe, comment, wherever you find this, follow. It all helps. But thanks again, and I'll see you next time.